All right, guys, welcome in here live on BCP Plus. It is time for our annual WWE Money in the Bank predictions panel. Very excited for this one. And guys, please welcome back to the show. You know him as the Mr. Perfect of the BCP, our good friend from Sweet Chin Musings, Mr. Mike Mueller. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. I'm doing well. Happy to be back. Getting ready for Michigan Panthers playoff
Yes.
game. Calvin, are you never mind. Sorry.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
a good one.
Right out of the gate. Wow. It's
I wouldn't be
friendly.
me if I didn't talk a little trash
Yes.
up on top,
I
you know.
love it. I'm so here for it. A little friendly fire to start things out 10
That was a
seconds
good
into
one.
the show. I wouldn't have it any other way. You guys doing great stuff with UFL. And guys, of course, you know him from the No Gimmicks podcast, DFPN, thepopbreak.com, here on BCP Plus, our good friend, Mr. Kelvin. Gately, Kelvin, how you feeling tonight, man?
I was good, but Mike threw a dagger at me just now.
Right.
Yes,
Just a
yes.
just a jab.
It's,
Just a jab.
it's a painful experience being repping the Arlington Renegades. It's
They're
almost as
always
bad as being a Dallas Cowboys fan. It really
I
is.
I feel like it's an apt comparison because it's you look at them and you're like, they should be in the playoffs every year. Like, why are they not? And it just something happens and they fall apart.
It's the
How
curse,
big?
man.
It's the
Oh,
curse.
man. Well, guys, so much to talk about. And guys, again, check out our great UFL coverage over on bcp-plus.com. Shameless promo. We're all about it. It looks like the chat's working today, Kelvin. I was a little worried about that. What up, Jeffrey Yeet Fountain in the chat? Good to see you, my friend. We got to get you on here soon, too, as well. Guys, we're talking money in the bank. Real quick, I gave you guys a little disclaimer before we went on the air. I did want to say, man, and this is me getting personal and a little mushy, so guys, put up with me. Cut me off if you have to. You know me. I did want to say probably one of the coolest things I've seen in pro wrestling. Tuesday night, Casey Navarro shows up on NXT with AJ Francis, first class. They interrupt that match. Hey, Heather, what up? Good to see you. We're going to talk Money in the Bank. Heather, we want to know your picks. Thanks for tuning in. But the coolest thing for me to see Casey show up on NXT, he's been killing it on TNA, but Casey's a kid I've seen maybe 17, 18 years old. Saw him on the indies out here in Jersey. And I'm like, this kid's got it. We formed a friendship over the years. I've been able to cover his career and interview him over the years. He checked in on me during COVID. He checked in on my family. I was going probably through the worst time of my life and stopped doing this whole podcast thing. And he came on with Tasha. And we got it going again, man. And he'll still never know how much that means to me. But all that mushy stuff aside, to see that match, to see Trick go out with Elijah, the interference on the outside, and Santana get pulled out of the ring, and I see the back of that, and I see the pink hair, and I'm like, is this happening? And I'm like, that's Navarro. I'm like, Navarro on NXT. Navarro on NXT. She's sleeping. I don't know if the neighbors are sleeping. I'm yelling. For me, probably one of the coolest pro wrestling moments to see how far he's come, to see him on NXT. He's just been killing it in TNA. I feel like we will see him one day in NXT, maybe sooner than later in that ring. I remember him passing out flyers outside of a show in Asbury Park, New Jersey. It was an NXT house show way back in the day. And he was passing out flyers from an indie show. And I remember saying to him, one day you'll be in that NXT ring. And I'm not making that up after the fact. He wasn't in the ring technically, but he did.
He was
did pull
close.
out. His hands were
Good
kind of
enough.
in there. But so cool, and just all the love to Casey. I can't wait to see what he does next. So such an awesome moment. And real quick, we'll go to the chat. I just had to pop for that. What's going on, Dan, in the chat? Saying outstanding to see Casey on WWE TV. Eli on the chat. Welcome in, guys. Share the stream. Let's get this chat going as we talk all things Money in the Bank. And let's talk about it in the words of the TNA World Champion Trick Willie. Let's start with our women's Money in the Bank match because I am hyped about this one. Of course, Roxanne Perez. We have Stephanie Vaquer. We have Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Julia. This field could have been much different, but I've been loving these triple threats. It's been a lot of fun, guys. I'm going to stop yammering. Kelvin, tell me what you think about this six-way, Money in the Bank ladder match. Who's going to show up, show out? And at the end of it, who walks away with the briefcase?
The women's Money in the Bank matches are normally pretty easy for me to predict. If there's somebody in there that makes sense to me, they normally stick out like a sore thumb. This Money in the Bank is a little bit different. You have a couple of new women to the rosters, to the main rosters that are in this match, and one who's really fresh in Stephanie Vaquer. And it's kind of hard to not make a case for her because of what she's done in NXT with the NXT Women's Championship, but so has Julia. And I almost thought it was too soon for Julia to be called up to the main roster, but in this match, she's qualified and she has a legitimate chance of winning this Money in the Bank. That being said, there's somebody in this match. I said they normally stick out like a sore thumb, but this one is my prediction, and it's because she doesn't really stick out, and it doesn't really make sense why she's in this match until you realize that maybe she needs to be put back into the title scene. And that is none other than Alexa Bliss. She is my pick for this match. And with all these ladies in this match, and the amount of star power they have behind it and making new stars in this women's division, I could see someone like an Alexa Bliss being looked over in this match, all these other ladies scratching and clawing, and she uses that to take the advantage, which she normally is really good at. So my pick for this one, Alexa Bliss.
It's a great pick, and just the way she's kind of popped up back into the title picture and having a lot of those, or into the women's division, and having all those backstage segments is making me think, ooh, will it be Little Miss Bliss on this one? Also a great Bowling for Soup song, Alexa Bliss. I love that one. Great video too. In the chat real quick, let's go to Gina before we throw it to Mr. Perfect. It's either going to be Alexa Bliss or Rhea Ripley. And Heather saying, preach it, Kelvin. We always acknowledge Kelvin. Preach it, Kelvin. Solid debate and pick. That's why he's here. And then Eli going with Roxanne Perez because she wants to earn her way into the Judgment Day. Great stuff. Mr. Perfect, you're usually in tune with this stuff. What do you got for us?
Not since Trips took over,
Yeah.
but this could be the rebound. I don't know. We'll see. This one is very difficult for me because it typically in the past WWE likes to kind of like strap the rocket to one of the women with this. I'm gonna go back to my first incredibly perfect prediction with Nikki Ash when they had her win it all those years ago. And with Tiffany Stratton last year, like it's much more common in the women's Money in the Bank match to have a sort of a fresh face win it and have it really propel them. I mean, they've really strapped the rocket on Julia and on Stephanie Vaquer. It would make sense for either of them. I'd put Roxanne Perez in that sort of same vein, even though she's been around on the main roster a little bit longer. But any of the three of them, you kind of have that track record of it's going to be someone like that. I don't think it's going to be the case this year. I just feel like they're too new, and Roxanne Perez has got her own thing going on, where she doesn't really need it right now. She's got plenty of story already built for her for the next few months. So I'm also looking at Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Naomi then, and I think Rhea Ripley needs to spend some time away from the title picture. She's been involved in it for too long. She's got other stuff that she can do. I'd like to see some fresh storylines for her that don't involve the title. Plus, I think she's too dominant of a character to need the briefcase. Like to me, you know, what I mean, like seeing Rhea Ripley having to use the briefcase to cash in just doesn't sit right with me. Alexa Bliss is really interesting because exactly what Kelvin said. I'm like, what is she doing here? I don't understand it. Not in a bad way, not in a this doesn't make sense way, but just in a something, you know what I mean? Like it's triggering things. There's a little alarms going off. Wyatt Six just made a comeback for the first time in a long time. So if she is the leader of that, which they've been saying, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. She's got the ties to Bray Wyatt. But I tell you, I don't know exactly why, but maybe I'm picking with my heart. The work Naomi has done as a heel to me has been phenomenal and way better than I ever thought she would do. I was like, oh, she's a white meat baby face. That's kind of what she's going to be for her career. And it's fine and it's fun. And, the crowd loves her and she's cool. And she's always going to kind of be a mid-carder. And, she's going to be who the big heel beats on their way to the title. But now there's this new Naomi and she's grabbed me. She's really grabbed me. And as a heel, I think it's always better when heels win Money in the Bank again for that exact thing, like cashing in a cheap or dastardly way. That's just made for baby faces. So I'm gonna go with Naomi, but this actually on the whole card, this is the only match that I really am struggling with. I certainly would not build a parlay around this pick. I'll tell you that. It's kind of shooting from the hip, but I don't know. Just something tells me Naomi's going to do it. And if she doesn't do it, she's going to have the spot of the match that takes her out of the match because that's what she does. But I think she's going to win. I'm going with Naomi.
I like that pick, man. I remember picking her for a couple years because we thought she was going to come out with that light up briefcase. So let's go to the chat real quick. You guys are great. I was thinking about doing like a in honor of Around the Horn. I love that show of you guys having like a whiteboard or a piece of paper because you each have a point so far. But who am I to judge? Who am I to be the judge? I'm just a host.
R.I.P. by the way to Around the Horn. What a great show,
man. We'll have
really
to do
cool show.
Once I figure out how to get points on this layout because I am not tech savvy. I'm sure you guys have figured that out by now. We'll get
Around the pod.
Yeah, Around the pod. I like it. Greetings from Texas. Calvin's in Texas.
Greetings.
BB, thanks for checking in. Please subscribe over on the YouTube. That's where you are right now. Real quick in the chat, Dan, I saw they need a winner with some merch power, and that's one woman only. Mommy in the Bank. Hashtag Mommy in the Bank. It flows. I like it. Think with the marketing. What else?
Mommy in the Bank does flow.
That does flow. Dan Lehman with a nice point. Also saying, I agree with Mr. Perfect Mike Mueller. That's right. I often do as well. The Seth faction. Could Seth win? We'll get to that in a little bit. Eli, we have another Alexa Bliss is going to bring it to the Wyatt Six. And we are saying we are so proud of Naomi too. She's amazing. Yeah, we've been very pro Naomi's show for a long time. And same thing you said, Mike. I think she's such a natural baby face. I remember watching Total Divas and she did the whole tournament. Yes, I watched Total Divas. Super fun. And
very brave of you to admit that.
Yeah, of course. I did. I just remember John Cena. Can't give you that. He made Nikki Bella sign the thing which was in. I digress. But that whole thing with Naomi, she's been so great. I didn't think I could because we've seen her as a heel. I think the group was bad or whatever. We've seen her as a heel.
The group was bad.
Yeah,
it was an aptly
wasn't the best
group.
It wasn't the best. But her as a clear-cut good guy, it worked. Just the high-flying moves, the entrance, the glasses, the kids, the lights, the glow. It was perfect. But she needed to change, and the whole warning thing, the gear itself, the fashion is fantastic.
The gear is sick.
And her, I've said this with Kelvin on a few reviews, like her being able to actually cry in these promos. A lot of actors can't actually cry, and I always say there's that hashtag or that asterisk wrestling acting, and her being able to cry with Bianca. There's been some great emotion and great feuds with her and Jade. So Naomi really does deserve it. I could see it. I could see Rhea winning it just to, like you said, keep her. Even though that makes her in the title picture, usually the Money in the Bank kind of lingers unless there's a cash in that night.
Not with women. Yeah. Women tend to cash in quickly.
Tiffany Bailey, you're saying they do cash in quickly.
They typically do cash in.
Yes,
quickly.
I agree. Okay.
Tiffany held it for a while, I think.
She held it the longest.
Yeah. Bailey was quick. I remember. I think with Charlotte, I'm trying to remember. I feel like Charlotte has gotten cashed in so many times.
She gets cashed in a lot.
Alexa Bliss, that's a great point for Alexa Bliss. Could she bring it to the Wyatt Six? I feel like they're going to eventually meet, but doesn't mean she can't go with or without the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Right.
A lot of great contenders. I don't think it's going to be Julia here. I'm going to say this. Kelvin, remember we talked about the NXT Battleground picks, and I picked against Stephanie Vicaire, and it haunts me to this day because she had the jetpack, right? She had the double titles. She literally said, hey, I'm going to relinquish this North American championship, which I did not like, right away, so the other ladies can fight for something. We had that great ladder match because of that. I get it. Okay, I'm okay with that. I wasn't thrilled with that, but okay. She's had 2 titles now. She has 1, running through everybody, fighting 2 times, like unstoppable, does not lose. And then in that Jordan Grace pick, I struggled. I didn't want to pick with my heart, and it hurt me, Kelvin. You remember it hurt me.
Yep.
I picked against Stephanie Vaquera, and I said, but Kelvin, because, only because I knew she'd get called up. She'd already been on Raw a few times. And I'm like, would it hurt her if she loses to Jordan? You're like, no, it won't hurt her at all because Jordan is killing it. And I agree with that. I'm like, all right, Jordan, NXT women's champion, Stephanie gets called up. Stephanie wins. And I'm sitting here, how dare, like, I picked against her. I never pick, like, I think Stephanie's the truth. I think she might be the greatest women's wrestler right now. I had Bianca as number one, might be 1A, 1B right now. We'll see. I got to see Bianca back in action, but Vaquera is something else. She can do it all. The story's endearing, the moves, the technical, the hype. She does the spiral tap that AJ Styles used to do. I think she's the truth. And I picked against her, and it haunts me, and I feel bad. And I'm never going to make that mistake again. They called her up right away. Guys, I'm going right here. We're going. You guys see it in the chat.
All the reveal.
Yeah. Vaquera is the truth. I will not make this mistake again, Kelvin. They put the rocket on her. Now, I know it's different. She's on Raw, right? It's not NXT anymore. But I gotta pick Stephanie. Don't know if you guys can see it in the chat. Stephanie Vaquera for the dub here. Miss Money in the Bank.
Correct me if I'm wrong. She's only had one match on WWE, right?
On Raw with
two matches.
Yeah, it was two.
Yeah.
Okay.
One was a no contest because it got broken up.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
you are
WWE
killing
match
me.
got broken up. You're kidding me.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead,
I might have to change my pick.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm interested. Okay.
You killed me with that one. Because that no contest was against the champion, Io Sky.
Very interesting.
Well, that was a good match, too.
That was a very good match.
Ooh.
Yeah, I might have to go Stephanie too, man. I might have to go Stephanie too.
All right.
Because they run it back for the title, and she's the Money in the Bank. I could see that. I could see that happening.
Just because it's one of those few people that like they just like really attach the jetpack to from the start. Like from the start, like NXT, all the titles, beats everybody, doesn't lose, beaten down, still doesn't lose. No one saw the JC Jane thing. If you're in the chat and you saw the JC Jane thing coming, please tell me, because I don't think anyone saw that coming. No disrespect to JC. I just did not think in that time or place on that night that we would end with Vaquera losing to JC Jane there. So crazy. A lot of Roman chat. We'll get to that.
Now,
guys,
I've got a question.
Yes, please.
Before we move on. Rob, I already think I kind of know your answer. Who do we think has a higher ceiling in WWE between Julia and Stephanie Vaquera?
From what I've seen, Vaquera, and nothing against Julia. I don't know enough, but for what I've seen in WWE and NXT, Vaquera for me.
Yeah, I was blown away by Julia when I first saw her, and I'm like, this is the best female wrestler I've seen come around in a long time. And then like immediately after it was Stephanie Vaquera, and I'm going, okay, this is the best female wrestler I've seen come around in a long time. I'm excited for both.
I would say Stephanie too, and that's just based off what I've seen from her so far, even before she got there. And I knew once she had that match with Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door last year, it was a foregone conclusion. Like, once she showed up in WWE, I know they know what's up. So.
I think they love Vaquera. I think HBK loves Vaquera for sure. I think Rhea or Steph to win. What else we got in the chat? I agree. I think my Mr. Vaquera shirt will arrive in the mail tomorrow. There you go. Oh, my Vaquera shirt. I'm sorry. I don't know if that title goes to Miles Bourne. I believe it's rumored that they are dating. We'll see. They watered down Julia a lot in NXT. I didn't know her, Jeffrey, too much. Was it Stardom? I didn't know as well. I knew of her. I know in the PWI, like they were arguably trying to rank her number one. Like, oh, who is this Julia I had heard of over the years? But maybe they did. Maybe it's not the same Julia. And also there's an adaptation of styles and stuff. That's why Vaquera wanted to stay. Even more credit to her. Why she wanted to stay in NXT. She wanted to work on her English and learn the TV WWE style. Let's talk about this one. We're going to revisit the man Becky Lynch taking on Lyra Valkyria. they had a really good match. At times it felt like they were trying to do too much, but it was really, really good. I've been a fan of Lyra for a while. It's great to see her on the mic. It's great to see her finally connect with the fans. I said that was the one thing that was missing. She had a great entrance. She's tremendous in the ring. Really, really good. But you need that connection. I think we're starting to find it. But unfortunately, Becky is playing this heel 101. And it's just, we've always been a huge pro Becky show. I've said it a million times. But like this heel Becky, and I know I'm not supposed to like her, but it's not really convincing me, and it's very heel 101. And I know she's just kind of being the juxtaposition to Lyra. I feel like this is all about Lyra. For that reason, I will pick Lyra again. We're getting close to SummerSlam. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Mike, what do you got on this one?
Oh, so you want to hear my argument before you make
Yes, and I want to copy your homework. Yes, sir.
I understand. Totally fine.
Or Calvin's.
So I think that they've actually, I mean, I'm getting a little sick of this feud. I'm not going to lie. I think it's kind of run its course. But I do think that they did it. I think they've played it smart. When the last episode of Sweet Chin Musings, shameless plug that I did, I was talking about going into her first match with Becky. What is better for the Intercontinental title? Is it for someone, an established person like Becky Lynch, to be holding it? Or is it for an up and coming star to beat Becky Lynch to retain it? And I argued that it was a stronger move for the title for Lyra Valkyria to win and retain over Becky. That being said, we are clearly going toward Becky versus Bailey when Bailey gets back. Like that's the clear next move. And while you don't need a title for that feud, the fact that this all kind of started because Becky took Bailey out so she didn't get a tag title opportunity at WrestleMania makes me feel like you should have a belt on the line. And for those reasons, I'm going to go with Becky Lynch. Also, the stipulation is kind of like, if Becky wins, Lyra has to raise her hand and sort of, bend the knee and do all that kind of stuff. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Becky's going to win in some, garbage kind of way, cheating or whatever. And so Lyra's gonna, raise her hand and then hit her or something. And, that's so she's not going to give her the true respect. But I think this is going toward Becky and Bailey fighting over the Intercontinental title for a while. And I think this is the time to put the strap on her.
And this is why I wait to copy your homework, by the way. Good stuff. Real quick, the chat is blowing up. I'm going to do one or two, and then we're going to throw it to Kelvin. You saw this one, Kelvin. Tim saying, hey, Kelvin, waiting for that beer money since Trick won. Yeah, if you guys don't know, friendly little wager. Me and Kelvin said there's no way Joe Henry is losing to Trick Williams. And Tim said, all right, Trick is winning. If Trick wins, Rob, you have to buy me a beer at Slammiversary. Man of my word. And Kelvin said a double down. Kelvin being a real one, get my back. He goes, I will Venmo the money for Rob to get you the beer, whatever it was. I'll take the fall on this one, Kelvin. And I appreciate you getting my back. I will buy you a beer, Tim, at Slammiversary one way or another, man. And man of my word, and well played, Tim. Give you your flowers as well.
Fair play.
A lot of Becky's in the chat here. Mike says Becky. Kelvin, what do you got on this one?
First things first, I too am over this feud, but I will agree to one thing and one thing only. This feud has made Lyra Valkyria so much more interesting in my eyes because she had zero personality for me, and it was really hard for me to get behind her. Coming out of this, which I hope this matches the conclusion of all of this, coming out of this, I've garnered a lot more respect for her, and I'm kind of looking at her like, okay, you have something here. Let's build on that. But in terms of this feud, I'm going to agree with Mike. I think this is made for Becky versus Bailey, a tail-lowless time for the Intercontinental Championship. It's a title that can make both women, it puts them in another stratosphere, right? Because they're two of the four horsewomen, and neither one of them have held that title. But if you put that title with these two, that title has way more meaning than it does with Lyra Valkyria holding it. It's what it is because they have so much prestige. So them holding that title, either one of them holding that title is good, but both of them feuding over that title is better. So I'm going to pick Becky to win this match and go into this feud with Bailey.
I think for a lot of reasons that you said, and this I initially hesitated on my answer before I'm copying your guys' homework because I see Becky Bailey at SummerSlam or whatever's next for the IC title. I can honestly see Bailey kind of running in during this match and kind of cost a bit, and or maybe a no contest or something like that. I hate it when there's no contest, but like Bailey, because I don't want them to do that thing because Bailey outright got attacked. Becky's like, you don't have to play Who Shot Mr. Burns. Like I did it. I did love that part of her promo. Like you don't have to mess around or find the footage. I did it. It was me. Just don't do that thing. Like you guys remember the last time like Lita and Trish were on WWE television and like Lita just got beat up. And I guess it was Trish. We found out, and Lita never came back. Like Lita is never coming back since. I know this because
He's still on the IR.
Lita's biggest fan. Yeah, what's going on with that? So don't do that thing where Bailey disappears. And a little frustration from Bailey on CVV's podcast. She was interviewed just days before she was pulled from Mania. Yeah. So real quick, a lot of Becky's in the chat. Gina saying I have Becky Lynch to win. Who does everyone see, Becky or Steph? I see some more Becky's in the chat. Becky is the man from Heather. A lot of people agreeing with Kelvin. A lot of people agreeing with Mike. That's why they're here. I vote Becky puts Lyra over, keeps Lyra looking strong. Yeah, it's just so many wins. It's just so many. For that reason, I do kind of feel this is where I'm going to look back in hindsight and play Monday morning quarterback. Be like, I should have went with my gut. I feel like Bailey's showing up here and costing Becky. But I'll pick Becky to win here because it's just been too many times. It's been too many times. Lyra beat her in NXT. So for that reason. Real quick in the chat, we have CJ Lovelady. I think we get the Bailey interference. Okay, Lyra does win by DQ. We get Lyra to continue to grow as a champion and Becky versus Bailey for respect or bragging rights. Or maybe a triple threat come SummerSlam. There, I think we do have one overseas pay-per-view or something like that. Let's see real quick.
I can see Lyra.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Please.
I can see Lyra. I can see Lyra being in Bailey's corner at SummerSlam for her match versus Becky. That's kind of where I see it ending up.
I like that.
Yeah. So CJ saying it's done its job. If this had been just to build up Becky's return, then it was completely wasted. I mean, this so far has felt like this was all like Becky. I don't want to say laying out, but Becky kind of inadvertently, I mean, by design, putting Lyra over. This has been all about Lyra, and I think Becky has been on the back burner by design. Her promos feel very like I'm a bad guy now, and I do bad guy things, and I hate Lyra like Valkyria, and I know there's a history between them, so it makes sense. Yeah, so CJ, just real quick, saying too many triple threats in the women's division recently, that would make Lyra an afterthought. And I am not crazy about the multi-person matches. They get a little clunky, but we have these short PLE cards, these short pay-per-view cards, so I do like it now that there's more people in them. But I get what you're saying. And then again, another Becky versus Bailey in the chat with Lyra as the referee. That's interesting. Real quick, I didn't read this one. Tyler, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, bro. The women's only pay-per-view Evolute. This Tyler always gets the thing we miss. Yes, and Tyler, great job with Defenders. They got a big game coming up too, I believe, Mike. You missed the smackdown between Mike and Mike was taking some shots earlier, but anyway, the women's only pay-per-view.
Don't encourage him. Tyler will take them too.
That he will before SummerSlam this year.
Tyler's not afraid to talk smack.
That's where we'll get the first Becky versus Bailey. Yeah, I think he's right. Or so Bailey could cost Becky here. Get that? I think Tyler's onto something. Really good job, guys. We can go so many directions with this. That's the fun of it. Like we always say, Kelvin, expect the unexpected. Let's go to, you know what? Let's end with the men's Money in the Bank match. Let's talk about this one. I kind of like that the titles aren't on the line individually. I just like that it's a straight up tag team match. Great to see Cody return at Saturday night's main event. And of course, we have Cena and Logan Paul, where Cena is just Logan Paul's best friend all of a sudden for no reason other than he's a bad guy. But this is a cool match with 3 top stars and Logan Paul. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, also real quick before I forget, I'm just looking at the chat. Stephanie Vicaire, whose shirt I'm wearing, shameless promo. 2 matches on Saturday at Worlds Collide as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm seeing Mr. Americano in the chat. Guys, tag team match is as simple as this: baby faces versus heels. Is this like where Cena gets an L because it doesn't really matter because it's a tag team match? Mike, what do you got?
Yes. First of all, can you throw that graphic back up
Yeah, I got you, bro.
for the tag match? Yeah.
I got you. Give me 1 second. We're doing wrestling fashion.
But now, Cody Rhodes looks like he's about 85 years old in this picture, and
You know what? It's
someone.
I don't want to be. First of all, I don't
did him dirty.
I don't want to be. It's weird you say that. I don't want to be critical, but like, so she loves Cody and has forever loved Cody. But like more and more, I'm like, he looks like, and again, he has been champion for a long time. Like he was putting in the miles, the interviews, like you can see it. You can see it. You know, you can see it when you're champion. Even Joe Henry, man. But I'm just like, he kind of looks like my grandpa. Like, it's so funny you say that, but and he looks fantastic, by the way. Yes.
WWE champions and presidents age at like a 50 times the normal human being rate, and that it's the truth. No, I think it's exactly what you said. This is a great place for Cena to take a loss. I don't think Cena and Logan Paul gain anything by winning this match. Jey Uso's next few opponents are already lined up, or the order of opponents, whoever should win, is already kind of lined up. We don't need Logan Paul to get a victory here. Cena getting another victory over Cody Rhodes really squashes it. I was afraid, because people like Kelvin get in my head, I was afraid that Cody, when he did come back, was going to come back as a heel. And I'm so grateful to see that that's not the case, because he will be a babyface for another year. But I think this is a great opportunity. I think Cody should get the pin on Cena. It gives him a legitimate reason to get a rematch, because this John Cena character is not just going to give Cody Rhodes a rematch, nor should he. But if Cody has a victory over him, kind of hard to argue against that. And Jey Uso, there's already, I mean, a lot of people are still, I mean, he's over with the crowd, there's no doubt about that, but there's a lot of people that still aren't really buying him as like a world champion, as the face of the company. And I think if you have him lose in this match, you're just feeding into all those people going, see, the company doesn't even have faith in him. It's a matter of time. And I don't want to see that for Jay. I like Jay. Could his moveset use a little sprucing up? Sure. But I think he's awesome and really fun, and a great ambassador for the brand. So I just don't see any benefit to the heels winning in this. I don't see it, and it doesn't make sense to me. And as my great aunt Ida used to say, this smells funny and I'm not going to eat it. And I'm not eating it.
I love it.
Give me the baby faces.
I forgive my composure, Mike. CJ puts on, I'm not going to put it on the screen, CJ, because Joe Henry has been so kind to us and nice, but he put a comment about it. It made me laugh, and it was very silly. And we love Joe Henry, and he's a very handsome man.
That is funny.
Yeah, it popped me a little bit while Mike was talking. We'll go. You guys can go to the chat for that, but check out our interview with the amazingly handsome Joe Henry over on BCP-Plus.com. Before we go to Kelvin on this, Jeffrey, where's your comment? Jeffrey T. Fountain in the chat. He's saying, I hate everything about this tag match, and two of these individuals need to disappear, period. Wow. Strong words. Heather in the chat saying, hopefully Cena takes an L. I'm over him winning. Yeet. 4 words. No, that ain't right. 1 word, 4 letters. This is why I am not a wrestler. And who doesn't love Cody, right? Cody's good looking man. I know Vicious Vicky loves her some Cody. All right. One more real quick. He's turning heel at SummerSlam and joining The Rock. I'm guessing you're saying Cody. Well, Kelvin's had some strong feelings about Cody turning, and I've seen everything he's saying. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. He's gonna be a great heel too. Kelvin, what do you got on this match, bro?
First things first. I've given up on the Cody heel turn because they've gotten too close and then backed away from it. So I'm giving up on it for now. When it happens, it'll happen. But I don't think it's gonna happen right now. For now, this match, it's kind of hard for me. And here's why. It's because I thought R-Truth should have beat John Cena at Saturday night's main event. It was there, but lo and behold, we're finding out information on the other end of that, which respect to John Cena for even making that match happen. Respect to you for that, sir. That being said, I thought that R-Truth should have won that match. He didn't. So we're going into this match, and I'm like, Cena should lose this match. And something in me is like, I don't think he's going to lose this match. They may lose, but I don't think he will be pinned. I think it'll be Logan Paul. And I think Jey Uso will pin Logan Paul. And which is the reason why Logan Paul is even in this match. The fact that Logan Paul is even in the title picture is puzzling enough to me, but this is the Triple H era. I won't complain. Maybe there's something good in store for me there. But going into this match, I would say Logan Paul takes the pin. Cody, this sets up Cody versus Cena at SummerSlam, and the belt will come off of Cena. Also, this is also doing a little thing. They had this little interaction on Raw, Logan Paul and John Cena, where they were kind of butting heads a little bit. And I think this may set the stage for a face turn for Cena.
Ooh.
So it's something to look forward to.
Interesting. Mike, did you have
I'm
something?
gonna counter that. I'm gonna say I agree with you where I think this is the beginning of the babyface turn for Cena. We're gonna come back to that. But I think if Cena takes the loss, him and Logan Paul have already been chippy with each other. And if Logan Paul can throw that in his face, like you're the reason we lost, and like really like be super disrespectful about it. Like you got no business talking that level of crap. And by the way, I think Cena, it doesn't make sense because Logan Paul is younger and more fit and athletic. I think Cena should be in the majority of this match. I think he should be in the majority of this match. I think he should take the L. And Logan Paul kind of just sat around, didn't do much, was on the losing team, and just throw Cena under the bus for it. That's going to get everyone at home going, well, what are you talking about, dude? You didn't do anything. You just sat there. Well, Cena at least tried. And now we can start to get a little bit of sympathy on Cena again, which we're gonna need. He can't
Right.
just do a
Right.
I don't think it's going to be a quick face turn. It's going to have to be a couple things that build up that pushes him to that point.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Interesting stuff.
Look at us agreeing.
In the chat, yes, take the belt from Cena. I'll get the door for him. Heather
Very
coming in
agreeable.
strong. I love it, guys. This chat's on fire again, guys. Please, if you're enjoying it, share the stream, and please subscribe to us over on YouTube at BCP Plus on our YouTube channel. Check out our interviews with the Hardys, Joe Henry, Johnny Gargano, and a ton more. Real quick, I am going to copy Kelvin's homework on this one. I like what you said. Overall, also there was a great optic. We talked about it last time, Kelvin, with Jay holding that World Heavyweight Championship and Cody holding the WWE Championship. So do we think we have Cena, Cody at SummerSlam? Again, is that what the rematch is? Again, Cena is only going till December, guys. And I'm seeing a lot of truth. We did pretty much a whole episode about truth. You can go back on the podcast or over on bcp-plus.com, shameless promo. The sad stuff about R-Truth. Yeah, man, it still stings. You feel the void. Great to hear the crowd chanting, "We want truth." We love R-Truth. You saw the signs on Raw, and then even on NXT, I heard a bit of it. Guys in the chat, yeah, if you want truth, put a hashtag "We want truth." Let's get it. It'll just add to that, man. I'd love to see him back in some form or fashion. I think the fans.
Am I the only one? I'm like, I feel like he's just going to get signed to a Legends contract. Like
we talked about that.
Okay, yeah, I'm not too worried. Like, I think truth is not going to be gone for long.
Which is good, and that's what I hope. I said even as a producer or agent, or it's because then he's there and just his brain, so valuable. It's worth its weight in gold. What he was able to do with that 24/7 championship, as silly as it was, Mick Foley brought what we thought was the hardcore championship, and sure enough, R-Truth made this thing gold on the beach, in the airplanes, with Maria Kanellis being pregnant, all the 24/7s showing up on news anchor shows. It was just so much fun. And we're starting to get the "We want truth." I love it, guys. Yep. Thank you. Yeah,
yes.
He started an OnlyFans and said, I made it to Twitter.
Yes.
I saw that. Oh man. He'd be a great manager for the record. Yeah, I mean, I just want truth in all the ways.
Yes.
He was that wild card. And in the best way. We talked about it, man. So shout out to R-Truth, man. So entertaining. I've met him once or twice, and it's super, super fun.
Something
Guys,
something you cannot teach is comedic timing, and I don't know if anyone has better comedic timing, maybe ever, in wrestling than R-Truth.
One of the moments I remember the most, and that was being there. I think it was not this year's Royal Rumble, but last year's in Tampa Bay. We were there covering it, and when he came in and he did the tag with the Miz, I think it was that.
Yeah,
and he did the tag into it, and we were all going. Like, I remember that moment specifically because I was dying because you could kind of see where he's going with it. He's like trying to get the tag in the Rumble. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We have, let's see, we have the men's Money in the Bank match. We have Solo Sikoa, highly underrated, was such a big part of that Bloodline feud, kind of on the back burner now, but he's in the match. We have Penta, I'm sorry. We have Andrade, El Grande, Americano.
That's sticking. I'm sorry, that's sticking.
Boy. So it's late, guys. What do you want from me? Seth Rollins and LA Knight. Yeah.
Where does Chad Gable live? He lives in El Grande Americano.
Hey, where does Wade Barrett park his car? In the Barrett garage. That's where Barrett garage. Okay.
Oh,
anyway, that's pretty bad. Thank you. Good night. We'll see you guys next time on DC. All right. True that, Mike, in the chat. Oh my goodness. A lot of support. This is why you guys are here, to keep me going. Money in the Bank, men's ladder match. Let's go to Calvin. What do you got on this one, bro?
This one I feel like is too predictable. The women's is hard to predict. Ooh. This one is almost too predictable for me. You have all these guys in here, and you have one guy that's sticking out like a sore thumb. That's Seth Rollins, right? He has all the reason to get this briefcase and use it to his benefit. And the story that they've been telling with him and his faction, I think him having that briefcase and them doing his bidding could come into play in this one. And it just makes them a stronger faction. And Rollins walks out of this thing with the briefcase. And we've seen what he does with the briefcase in his hands. He has one of the greatest cash-ins ever. It just makes sense for me that Seth Rollins walks out of this thing with the briefcase in hand. Honestly, it's hard for me to make a case for anybody else in this match. Even Grande Americana. He just...
Yeah, nice. Well played. That's never going away. Oh, gosh.
Hell no. Get the shirt now.
No, don't. That's not a thing. Stick to your day job, Rob. That's fair. What do we have? Jeffrey saying, just give Rollins the briefcase, no point in having the actual match. Dang, dude. Jeffrey in rare form, man. Oh my gosh, we got Punker Roman will cost Seth. Wow. And then Heather saying, yeah, love some LA Knight. He might be my pick, but let's hear what Mr. Mike Mueller, Mr. Perfect, has to say.
Yeah, I the only way I can see it being someone other than Seth is if they're planning on having that person cash in on a secondary title, which I do think should happen from time to time, because then it truly brings you back to the anybody can win it, because you don't know, like someone like Penta could win it and cash in on the US title or something like that. But it doesn't seem like that's where that's going. I am beyond shocked that CM Punk did not win his way in, because I was like, all right, at least with Punk and Seth in there, that's going to be debatable. Could they cost each other, and then someone totally surprising wins? But I don't see a world in which, especially with all of the outside help that Seth is going to have. Jeffrey might be right. Maybe Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed just lay everybody out at the beginning of the match, and Seth just climbs up, and it's a 2-minute match. But this has to be Seth. I'm bummed because it seems so obvious. And also, by the way, you might be the first person to ever call Solo Sikoa underrated. I don't understand that at all. That dude is Solo's no. This should be a cakewalk for Seth freaking Rollins, and I think it will be.
Very, very, very interesting. In the chat, real quick, Tim's at it again, saying Americana will win. If I'm right, I get another beer. I'm not playing this game again. I know when to take an L. I know
I'm not backing this one.
But
it's too crazy.
That would be very interesting for me. Now, Mike, what do you think about this? Do you think there's a chance Chad Gable could come in and help Americano out in this one?
I would love that. I think that it's high time that those two started doing something together
I think
because it
so
really
too.
is like they're clearly like, cut from the same cloth. I think El Grande is the luchador version of Chad Gable. So I think he would fit in perfect with American Made. I don't know if that goes off brand for them. I'm not sure if there's a conflict as far as that goes. But I mean, they would do so much work together. I think it's amazing. What I'd love to see, honestly, there's talk about Elias coming back. I'd love to
Yes.
see an Elias and Ezekiel versus Chad
They'd
Gable
be
and El
unstoppable.
Grande.
That'd be
That would
fire.
tear the house down. That would
Yes,
absolutely
barn
tear the
burner.
house down.
And
Barn burner.
everybody left the chat. No, good stuff, Mike. I set it up. You knock it down, man, because you
Always.
broke me. I was trying to keep a straight face. You totally broke me. I couldn't do it. Kelvin held it down though. Great stuff. Worth a shot. Tim saying in the chat on this one. I don't want to say I'm not as confident because Seth, much like myself, is the safe pick. But I think, man, it's not going to be Penta process of elimination here. Not going to be Andrade. Penta's going to be the IC champion soon.
Agreed.
I don't think it's going to be America. I can't even say it anymore the right way. Solo, no. I'm thinking it's between LA Knight and Seth. If I'm going to, I have to go Seth. I'm mad at him. I thought I was going to go LA Knight. I have to because I'm thinking a babyface is going to win the women's. Not that I don't think there's going to. Do you guys think there's going to be cash-ins night of maybe for the women? Any cash-ins night of? I'm saying no for the men.
No, because the women's champions aren't fighting, so there's.
Oh yeah, so why would you? Yeah, why would you cash in if they're not fighting? Yeah,
and if they do the men's
know.
first, they could cash in a tag, but in a tag there's so many moving parts that it doesn't seem like a good spot for a cash in because you get if let's say Seth wins and he tries to cash in on Jay. Cody could just screw that up for him. You know what I mean? Because Cody's going to be out there too. Like,
right.
He's got backup. Yeah, no, I can't imagine there being a cash in night of.
Yeah. I can see Seth cashing in on Jay after Gunther beats the crap out of him.
Yeah, is that the following night or is that a week?
Oh, I think it is
the following.
I think
night.
It's Sunday. Yeah,
or the following Monday. So 2
Monday,
nights.
Yeah, the following Monday.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rest.
All right, that could be that. I would not be surprised at all if that happens. But night of, I don't think there's any way.
Interesting, guys. When we do our shameless promo, let me know if you guys in the chat think there will be any cash-ins that night. That's very interesting stuff. Heather saying no, boo Rob with the pick change. Yeah, I just looking at it, I have to go Seth Rollins. And joke's on you, Heather, because I'm used to getting booed. So I kid. Thank you, Heather, for staying up and joining us. Gina's saying it's either Penta or LA Knight. Well, Gina's got you for sure. What else do we got here? Tim, real quick, saying maybe Seth wins. Maybe Seth goes to cash during the Jay and Gunther. Yep. We just talked about it. But Roman, we're getting a lot of Romans in the chat today. And we're getting another acknowledging Kelvin again. Kelvin, Gunther beats the crap out of him and his fur coat. There you go, wrestling fashion, which Seth Rollins has never won. Let's talk about our shameless promo, Mike. And guys, thanks for staying up. Again, subscribe over on BCP Plus on YouTube. Guys, give us a rating over on, I almost said iTunes, Apple Podcast, Spotify really helps us out. If you think we deserve 5 stars, give us 5 stars. If you think I deserve 3.5 stars, well, be honest. I'm not going to force your hand. Mike, what do you got? He's like, no, 5 stars. Mike, tell us what you got going on. 5 stars.
Don't even put that out there. I don't think you're allowed to do anything other than 5 stars. What I got going on? Well, I just finished article. You'll get to see my opinions in print form because I'm working with Bill Bakken on the Pop Break to do our predictions for this. So that's going to be coming out soon. You can find me. I host Sweet Chin Musings podcast. Find it everywhere you can get podcasts. We're super inconsistent, so that's great on our part. And then you can see me writing for the BCP Plus. I cover a little bit of wrestling. Cover the Michigan Panthers, who are hopefully going to get the monkey off their back and finally defeat Birmingham. They're 0-7 going into it. So, history is not on our side, but it's going to be great. And when we win, I'm going to write one heck of an article. So check that out when it comes out.
5 stars. Thank you, Heather. And good stuff, Mike, as always. And you bopped me with this one, CJ. Grande Americana deserves 5 stars. Full circle, man. I will never live that down. Tim Rosen saying 4 stars, but after I get my beer, you get 5. Fair enough, Tim.
That's smart.
I respect it. Gina always repping her guy. What happened to Damian Priest? No Damian Priest, but I loved his promo calling out Jacob Fatu. They passed each other, a little nod, a little acknowledgement. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Maybe come SummerSlam, we'll certainly see what happens. Maybe for the U.S. title, maybe Damian will rock that U.S. title. What do we have right here? Is this UFL?
Yep.
St. Louis.
It is UFL.
Versus Panthers. All right. Tim, check out our great UFL coverage over on our site. All right, guys. Really good stuff. Kelvin, what do you got for us? Shameless promo, please.
TheDFPN.com. Way too many podcasts, but I do want to plug one particular podcast because they've been on the roll, putting out some really great work. And that is one of our shows called Eat the Cake Anime. They've been putting out some phenomenal stuff covering the anime awards. And shout out to my DFPN members in the chat. CJ is one of them. Also, Willie is in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting. But yeah, man, TheDFPN.com. Go there, check out all of our podcasts. We do updates daily, so please go check us out. Give us some attention. Like, follow, share. All this podcasts are on there. Also, BCP Plus. I also do a little writing here on the side, and my team. I can't write about them anymore, but I can do some predictions, and give it up for my guys that are continuing their writing paths and supporting their teams. And while I sit in the corner and cry because this is what it's like to be a fan in Dallas these days. But yeah, man, make sure you guys tune in, tap in. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you.
The Giants fan in me instantly started laughing and then got really sad.
Don't laugh too hard.
Worse. We are terrible.
Oh, sorry. Shout out Jeff. He's in here too. Sorry, my guy.
We gotta have Jeff on. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Check the chat real quick, guys. Talking garbage in the chat. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for staying up. Stay tuned over at BCP Plus on YouTube. Guys, please give us a sub. Give us a 5-star rating or Mike will be mad at you. And guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive. Take care of each other. We out. BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsors, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank Leone, O'Neil Andros, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE-recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Connor McCollum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over 150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at Jay Vogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the PCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. Don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsors, ISPW Weekly, where we dive deep into the world of ISPW, the crossroads of professional wrestling. Join Jumpin' Jay and Total with Tom every week as they interview the stars of the ring, uncover their stories, rivalries, and the electrifying action that defines ISPW. Be sure to check out ISPW Weekly on the ISPW Facebook page every week. Please welcome in our new pod and daily site sponsor, Twisted Shamrock Studios and Spa, located in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Twisted Shamrock is a retro spa experience for the average Joe and Jane. Meet the next evolution of recovery and relaxation. Right now, you can try their introductory offer, where you can try a core service to include massage, skincare, facial, stretch therapy, body slimming, toning, personal training, and spray tanning for 30 minutes for just $30. This is perfect for our wrestling pals as well. Book today. Call 484-574-8868 or visit www.twistedshamrockstudiospa.com. Guys, please welcome back our returning podcast sponsor, USDN. USDN Podcast is run by USDN Chairman and the Council of Nerds. We bring you all the latest news and rumors from the world of nerds and consolidate it right here at the U.S. Department of Nerds. USDN is for the people, by the people, and of the people. Follow them at facebook.com/US Department of Nerds. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for 2025, the Ropes and Riffs podcast, featuring Maestro John Kiernan speaking with the stars of professional wrestling about their in-ring, tunage, gear, and so much more. Check out John's interviews with the likes of Lince Dorado, Mercedes Martinez, and so much more. Find the Ropes and Riffs podcast on all major podcast platforms. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, EM Collectibles, featuring live signings, collectibles, toys, and more. Be sure to follow them on Facebook and stay tuned for their upcoming events. Upcoming events right now, March 8th, Hernando Toy and Comic Show, the Hernando County Fairgrounds live signing with Super Crazy. March 22nd, Neg Dog Championship Wrestling presents Music and Mayhem in Hudson, Florida with special guest Super Crazy. March 29th and 30th, 2025 Syracuse Collectors Con in Syracuse, New York with Bill Alfonso, Gary Wolf, and the quintessential stud muffin Joel Gertner, March 30th only. April 5th, New England Fan Fest, and we'll have Buff Bagwell. April 13th, 2025, our premiere show, Bring Back the Memories Toy Show, and May 10th, Our renowned 90s Wrestling Con in Morristown, New Jersey gets to be named soon. BCP is sponsored by Warriors of Wrestling. Saturday, May 10th at Most Precious Blood Church in Brooklyn, New York, featuring former TNA superstar James Storm. Also featuring The Allfather, Darius Carter, Danny Moff, Chris Steeler, TJ Marconi, Warriors champ Roger Mendez, Danny Storm, Mike Titello,